My dear friends in Christ, this past week we again found ourselves face to face with the evil, which is the sexual abuse of minors by clergy and church personnel, a crisis that has plagued our faith community. On Monday, like many of you, I learned that had he not passed away, Richard Levine was about to be charged in the murder of Danny Croteau. I was sickened and angry to hear Richard Levine implicate himself in this innocent child's homicide. As I've come to learn, this has been an evil cloud overshadowing our diocese for decades. We're grateful to the district attorney and law enforcement for bringing some closure for the Croteau family by relentlessly pursuing justice in this case. I extend my deepest sympathies and apologies to the Croteau family for the pain they have suffered for over 5 decades. I am sincerely sorry that this predator had been allowed to prey upon our youth. In recent months, I have met personally with many survivors and family members. I had heard from these courageous individuals that the diocese response to their reports of abuse was re-traumatizing and re-victimizing. As your bishop, please accept my sincerest apologies and my commitment toward working to regain your trust. I am fully committed to doing all that I can to change the culture of our diocese. One important step in this process is to be honest and forthright with all the past credible findings against clergy and laity working for the Church. We will do this through the release on Wednesday, June 2nd, of an expanded online list of all credibly accused, which will now include those priests who were deceased when the allegation against them came forward, religious order members, and clergy from other dioceses who abused minors, along with former lay employees whose heinous actions occurred while serving in our diocese. This will be a greatly expanded and more detailed listing, but I do want to stress that these are not new allegations. Rather, many date back decades and had simply been excluded from the prior criteria. It is my belief that this expanded disclosure of names is a necessary action as part of fulfilling my commitment of transparency and healing. We owe this to the courageous survivors and their loved ones who have suffered the unimaginable pain of sexual abuse. We owe this to our Catholic community left devastated and disillusioned by this scourge. We owe this also to the many faithful priests who serve with great devotion. Many of you will have received a letter from me, a more detailed letter on this upcoming disclosure. If you did not, we have posted a copy of that letter in English and Spanish on diospringfield.org. Finally, I encourage anyone who has been the victim of sexual abuse by clergy or by any personnel of the diocese to report this directly to law enforcement, as well as to the Office of Safe Environment and Victim Assistance through our confidential toll-free number 800-842-9055 or by email to reportabuse@diospringfield.org. As we make ongoing changes to our policies and procedures, we also need to engage spiritually to cast out this evil. I invite you to join me Thursday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. at St. Michael's Cathedral for a holy hour for all those whose lives have been impacted by the abuse crisis. I pray fervently, first and foremost, for all the survivors of sexual abuse, living and deceased, whose burden no person should ever have to bear. I also beg God's forgiveness of our Church and its past failures, and that God will guide us in our continued resolve to effect the actions necessary for healing and the determination to bring about meaningful and sustainable change. Thank you.